Hi there. Today I'm wanting to show you how to make those Christmas crackers that you see in all the retail outlets all over the place at Christmas time. Welcome to Stampin' with Diane. I'm Diane Evans and I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up Demonstrator. You know, I can't remember how long I've been making these Christmas crackers. I think I first started them, about 20 years ago, and I made them with toilet paper rolls. And let me tell you, was that ever a challenge? Now you can I make them now for craft fairs that they can stuff their own Christmas crackers. And of course for us personally. This year I was asked to make some that are red and gold. Now one thing with the Christmas crackers, when you do make your own personal Christmas crackers, you can stuff them with things that are actually practical. Things like glass nail files, lottery tickets, that sort of stuff. Not stuff that you're going to just sort of toss out as soon as Christmas dinner's over. So here's the Christmas cracker that we're actually going to make today. I was asked to make it, like I said, in red and gold, but this one's quite plain because of all the frills that you put on the table. This is really all you really need. We are using the detailed deer's die. You are going to need the cherry cobbler, and this cherry cobbler is cut at 6.5 by 11. I'm going to go through the scoring with you so that you can see exactly how to make it. I also cut out these two parts and this deer out of gold foil, and the amount of gold foil that you need is roughly 3 by 3.5. I used some of this gold shimmer ribbon from that Christmas Time Is Here, and that still is available as well on the online store. I also used some of the gold glimmer dots, and we are going to use, this is the old Stampin' Up envelope punch board. This, as of the last time I checked, which was yesterday, was still available on the clearance rack and really for a good reduced price. These are an excellent tool and they can be used in all sorts of different things for crafting. And then I also used our trimmer. So let's put this stuff down and I'll show you how to do the scoring and the cutting of the cracker itself. Like I say, this is so much easier than me having to do with toilet rolls. So like I said, this is 6.5 by 11. So on the 6.5 inch side, we're going to be using the scoring blade here. So we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. And like I said, I thought this was best if I could show you exactly how to do it. So 1/2 inch, then we're going to go at 1.5 inches. Then at 2.5 inches. So you kind of get the gist of how we're going to go in 1 inch increments. You can also do this not quite as many of these, oops, I cut with my cutter. 3.5 inch line, the 4.5 inch line, and then the 5.5 inch line. And then we scored it around. We turned it around, and then we're going to score it 2 1/4. Three 1/4, and then I'm just turning this around and scoring again at 2 1/4 and 3 1/4. Now normally if I'd cut that like that, where I cut it, I would have started another piece of paper, but because of this demonstration I think I can work with it. Then the other part that's really, really important is to bring in and have a bone folder. So let's go in and score that with the bone folder. And all the score lines. And then we're just scoring in the 2 3/4 and 3 3/4 line as well on both sides. It's sticky on there. I think I'm going to turn that over. It's a little annoying. And here. So now you can see what it's going to do is it's going to form that Christmas cracker. Now I'm going to fold this back and forth. Sometimes it's best to score both ways on this just to give you where it's going to fold easier. Then we're going to bring in our envelope punch board, and I am going to punch, and we're going to punch right in the middle of these, the 2 1/4 and 3 3/4. And I know that it happens if you measure that up to 2 3/4. Well, should have been 2 and... This part here is going to line up straight to the end there, so 2 3/4. See, I think I've got that right, and then just punch down. And we're going to just do this one side together. I guess I should have done it this way. So line it up to the 2 3/4 punch line there. And this is probably the hardest part, is just 2 3/4 there. When I was making a lot of these for the craft sales, I actually went and I had things that the ball of my hand wouldn't get so sore, but see what we're doing there. And it's going down like this, all the way down. And one at the very, very end. I shouldn't have on this one done it there, but we can cover that one up as well. Then we're going to go here again. Oops, I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to do it at the 2 3/4 side. It's a double width. And sometimes if that envelope punch board gets too much of this paper underneath, it is harder to punch. Not too much more now. But it does get a little hard on the heel of the hand there. But like I say, I usually bring in just a wood block and then just push down on the wood block there. It's because it's going through the 2 levels of the cardstock. The thinner the cardstock you use, the more it's going to fall apart. So putting it together, and it's very difficult. So you're good to use a good heavyweight cardstock like Stampin' Up has. Okay, so there we go there. Whoops. Now another thing I neglected to mention to you is we do need some good tear tape. So I put this right up along the fold line here. And on this side as well. So see, I kind of goofed up a few times, but it's going to work fine. Now, like I say, by doing your own Christmas crackers, you can put your own jokes in, you can put your own favorite type of candy in there and that sort of stuff. So there we have that like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this part off. And I'm just folding this over like so. Make sure it's good and burnished. So that's the end part. I don't do these until the very end. And then I have the Christmas snappers. Now, sometimes at Christmas time, you can get these from some craft stores. I happen to order mine actually from the UK. Christmas crackers actually originated back in England. And here in Canada, a lot of us still use them. So I just put some Scotch tape on one end of it. Put it into here. Just so that it stays in place while I'm putting the rest of it together. Now at this point, this is where I would stuff it. I put in Ferrero Rochers in ours, so I just stuffed that in there. I also put in a joke. The cornier the joke, sometimes the better. The other thing that I do put in are the Christmas hats. You can make your own Christmas hats out of tissue paper. The one year, actually, I gotta tell you a funny story. The one year that I didn't put a Christmas hat in, I got a lot of flack from the family. So I do put in the Christmas crackers. A lot of people say they don't like wearing it. I went and I suggested to somebody the one that loses the hat first has to clean up the Christmas dinner table. So that's a good way to do it. So everyone wants to make sure that they leave on their hats. So after I've got that all in there, and I put in, like I say, personalized gifts. I shop all year long for my Christmas cracker gifts. This year, one of them are those, what are they called? The cord things for your iPhone or your things so that it doesn't ravel like that. So I'll be putting one of these in there. And yes, I do have to play quite a bit with it. But it's whatever works in there. So then this shimmer ribbon. So we want the base to go down there. So I'm just going to take this like this. We're going to tie this around. And because it's, now I probably should have scored that again. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. I'm just going to take that stuff out of there for now. Is when I put these together, they kind of just pinch in like this. So that's what we're going to tie the ribbon around. That. And where's the bottom of it? It's there, so I just want that about here. You can double tie it. I'll double tie it as well. And then I'll just take my scissors and trim those off. I'm gonna have to fill this, so I'm not gonna do it that tight. So again, I just want to bend this in. So once you've got everything in, you're also going to put these two ends together. Let's do this. Oops. And the funny thing about this, also with this, is I usually don't do these till Christmas Day. Don't know why, but it's something that I've always left till Christmas Day to do. I have everything ready to do it, but I wait till Christmas Day to do it. Okay. And then we're going to take our deer, and we're just going to put that on there, like that. Let's just trim this one off, these ones off. And now originally I was going to glue them, but I think the glue dots work pretty good on there. So I'll just take my glue dots and put as many of those as we want. We can use some glue dots on here as well. And then a glue dot there as well. Oops. Whoops. Put my hand in front there. So, I mean, I don't know if maybe that's a little too fancy. I'm not too sure. But I did go turn around and I did finish them off with these glue shimmer dots. So, what are your traditions? I'd love to hear about them. So if there's anything that you do need, and remember that that envelope punch board is still available on the clearance rack. But if you do need anything, and you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator if you don't have one. If you do purchase something before the 30th of December and you shop at my online store, you can use this hostess code. And I am giving away, for any online order, I am giving away a tutorial. This month's tutorial is, the theme is Let It Snow. And if next month it's Love and Valentine's Day, that's what it is. So please leave a comment down below. Give me the thumbs up, or even subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.